Hey everybody, this is Brett, and I'm having kind of an eating meditation where I'm not watching any videos or any sort of device other than the camera here while I'm eating, and I'm really enjoying how peaceful it is. And I'm going to do this more often. It may seem boring, but really, it's a good health lesson to just sit peacefully by yourself so that there's no talking. And so that's it with the talking now. I'm just going to let you watch me sit here and eat. Which is also kind of funny. But I already ate the salmon on sourdough gluten-free bread, so you missed the good part. Let's talk about the defaults in your life. The default amount of noise in the air is none. So the less amount of noise that you have in your room or wherever you are right now, the closer it is to the default. Like that. Quietness. The default speed that you should be going when you're doing an activity should be at a moderate speed. If you're going too fast, you might injure yourself or break something, make a mistake, etc. If you're going too slow, you'll not get very much done. But if you go at a moderate speed, then you'll be able to accomplish a good deal, but not make mistakes. How much do you have left on your plate? Specifically, how much workload do you have? How much extra time do you have to take care of things that are important if they are needing to be done? You know, a lot of people have plates that are overloaded with things to do and bills to pay, etc., etc. If your plate does not have some extra room on it, then that would not be a good default plate to have. But I've got some nice that butter lettuce. It's kind of a red leaf butter lettuce. So good. Flax dressing on there. Remember the flax dressing that I showed you how to make? Sweet potatoes and potatoes baked. The default environment for people to live in is a natural one, not a synthetic one. But most people live in synthetic places made out of unnatural materials, and they listen to unnatural sounds and so many different things. They wear unnatural clothing made out of unnatural fibers. And if you just work back towards a more natural existence, then you will start to get healthier again. Because once again, your default environment is a natural one. The default mentality that people need to have is to fix things whenever possible, to make things that are repairable, and to recycle things, and to think in terms of being kind to the environment, gentle on the air, food, and water, so that it doesn't come back to bite people in the ass with sickness and bad health. Not the default mentality to not have is to just think about whatever can make you the most money. Okay? And both of those things, those mindsets, are opposites. And and eventually they will come together, but at this time people are not thinking in the right way, especially in the United States, with people's capitalistic mindsets where they only care about money. The default shape for your abdominal region, where your digestive system is, should not be bloated like most people's is. And mine is gradually getting there without sucking it in too much. It's looking a lot better, but it's taken me a lot of time to clean it out and recondition it with healthy foods, because what most people eat is not even close to being natural food. And the percentages are all off, completely off. What people should be eating mostly is vegetables, and then fruits, and then all the other foods are just a small degree, and then dairy isn't a food, and most of the grain that people eat is totally obscured and unnatural, and the wrong types of grains. And then the meats that people eat aren't even close to being like natural and of a heritage breed and raised the right way, etc., etc. And so all of that is so off, and I didn't even mention the processed foods and chemicals that people eat. That's the first thing that people should get rid of in order to get back to a natural and healthy digestive system and the whole rest of their bodies. Your default hair color should be whatever your natural hair color is, not some type of dye, purple, green, fluorescent, something or other. All of that is obscure, weird, up, okay? And your default skin color, it should be natural. And it might be tan in the summertime, but it should not have ink in it, okay? And your skin, your default skin should not have pinholes going through it with things, metal things hanging off your ears or your vagina or whatever it might be. And your default face should just be skin. It shouldn't have any funky colors, pastes, eyelashes, none of that, okay? And I'm sure that I could, your default breasts should be natural. Your default body should not have hardware in it unless you absolutely had to have something implanted in there because you had a bad accident or something. You know, but if you get hardware in your body, it's going to need massage because the tissues aren't going to like it. Even if it's so-called safer, like titanium or gold or something that the body accepts more, your body still isn't going to like having something unnatural. It can't adapt. There's no way your body tissues can adapt to something naturally that's not natural. And so think of all the things that you're putting in your mouth that aren't natural and your body is freaking out, okay? So your default, basically, look should be natural. The normal default amount of prescription drugs that people should have in their body is 0, okay? And it's really not very funny because a huge percentage of people out there are on at least one prescription drug. And then some people are doing recreational drugs, etc., etc. And a lot of those people, they think that the normal way to be is stoned. Well, I don't believe that that's the case. The normal way for a person to be as far as drugs and prescription drugs is concerned, is clean. Nothing in them at all. And I'm sure that there are a lot of regards that people need these various things in their bodies, but I'm just telling you what the norm, the desired default should be, is. The default, normal, natural, or desired amount of entertainment that people should partake of daily should not be more than a couple of hours of music, videos, television, etc. And that statistic has become so obscure that it's one of the worst, like right there with food. Those two things, and they go together, because people will just sit and watch or listening to something and eat junk food. And also I'm going to have some clips after this of your natural defaults, how things should be. And so this is another natural default, that you should eat in a peaceful, quiet space. You don't have to, of course, but this would be the most natural and peaceful default for eating, minus the camera video taking. So I'll just let you visualize me eating the rest of this. Looks like this.